Students, good Monday morning to you. Hope you guys are doing well and had a good weekend. Let me jump right into things. Usually I'm a little more jovial, but I know we have a lot to do today. So first of all, I'm not mad about this. However, um, the homework last week went as follows. Monday's homework assignment, everyone turned in but Tara. So Tara, if there's a problem there, I did tell you guys you could not make those up unless you email me or call me with a legitimate reason. Um, and it's got to be a good reason. So I got everybody's Monday night's homework except Tara's. Tuesday there was no homework. Wednesday there was homework. I gave everybody 100 because you didn't have to finish it. So whether you finished it or not didn't really matter. You were to give yourself the bonus points if you finished it. But that was on the honor system anyways, and so that was not a problem there. Now Thursday's homework, no one turned in. So I don't know what to say about that. I have 4 zeros for Thursday's homework. Again, I'm not mad, not grouchy. I'm just moving on because I know what we have to do today, and we have a lot to do. I've got a little bit of a cold, so let me cough and just ignore that, and I apologize. So, if any of you have a good reason for Thursday, maybe because the quiz you forgot to, although I did announce that before the quiz started, but that's neither here nor there. Email me or call me, but I have 4 zeros for Thursday's homework. Now Friday's homework, you did have homework over the weekend. That's due today. So if you'd please turn that in at this time, I would appreciate it. Please turn in your homework at this time. Pass it over to Mr. Harmon. There will not be a quiz this Friday. We will have a test on Monday. Now those that know me know I'm I'm not a fan of Monday tests. I'm very apprehensive about giving tests on Monday, but with you seniors leaving on Monday, or on Tuesday, I really don't know what else to do. So there will be a test next Monday. There will not be a quiz this week. So with that in mind, Tara, I will have some activities for you to do next week. I'm not sure. It will not be anything in detail. There'll be some days canceled, Tara, because of the SAT testing. You know how when you have that testing, certain periods are canceled throughout the day. So, but we'll get all that taken care of, and it will be an easy week for you also. And of course, the seniors won't have to do anything; they'll be gone. So, test on Monday. That's basically it. Again, I hope you guys had a good weekend. Let's jump right into this. I'd like everybody to get their quizzes out. So I will pause about 30 seconds while you do that. Hopefully you've not burned them or ripped them up. But your quizzes need to be out. We're going to go over the quizzes at this time. I want everybody to have your quizzes out, whether it's Kate, and Kate had the highest grade in the class, all the way down to the lowest grade. It doesn't matter. I want everybody to have their quizzes out on their desks. All right. I do feel like you guys could have done better on the quiz. I am the type of person that looks for solutions, although I think criticism is fine. I have no problem with criticizing or using criticism when it's necessary. But in this case, I'm just going to tell you now, I do feel like you could have done better. What I am going to do to help you guys, I'm into helping and teaching. So what I am going to do to help you folks that scored below a 70 is this. Every problem that you missed, let's pretend that you missed, I don't know, one of the numbers on the quiz. You know how the test is going to have the same type of problems plus some more. So let's take a look at this problem here on your quiz, number 4. You see that right there on the screen, number 4? 2 people missed it. Let's say that you missed number 4, and on the test you're able to get that right. I will give you those points back on your quiz. Now hold on. That might make Kate or other students say, why do I even study? I mean, all he's doing is letting them basically retake the quiz. No, the highest you can get is a 70. That's as high as I'm going to go. And you've got to earn those points back. So let's say you missed number 4 on the quiz, on the test. I'm not going to promise you I'll have a problem like this, but if I have one like it and you get it right, then I've got record here in my notes here of the ones you've missed. I will give you credit for that and add those points back to your quiz. Only up to a 70, no higher. So that will encourage you to study and do well on your test because it will also help raise your quiz grade, okay? All right, hopefully your quizzes are out by now. Let's take a look at problem number 4. 2 people missed this. Are you ready? No one knows who you are unless you volunteer that information. 2 people missed it. So here we go. We're going to have a really short lesson today. I'm going to go over this quiz. I'm going to talk to you about goals and objectives of what we've covered so far, what we will be covering. Then I have a short half a lesson today and a very small homework assignment. So today will not be a difficult day. All right? Okay, number 4. Is this a polyhedron? The answer is yes. And I think those that missed number 4 got that right, I think. you realize that all of these faces are polygons. There's a triangle right there. Here's a rectangle in the back. All of the faces are polygons. But when I asked you to name it, I got some really interesting answers. And one person put Tom Cruise. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. But some of you put some really interesting things. Let's see. I mean, it's a prism, first of all, okay? And so we know that because, see this face I'm highlighting right here? And this face up here I'm highlighting? Are they congruent? Yes. Are they parallel? Yes. The definition of a prism is having two faces that are parallel and congruent. So it's a prism, but now look at the base. It's a triangle, so we call this a triangular prism. Triangular prism. Do you see it? You name it by the base and whether or not it's a prism. Okay, one person missed number 6. Now, no one knows who you are unless you volunteer that information, but one person missed number 6, so please pay attention. Think of the old, well, first of all, is it a polyhedron? Well, yes, it is, sure. Look at all these faces. They're all polygons. Triangle, triangle, triangle back here in the back, triangle here on the left side. Look at the bottom, the base, a square. Okay, so yes, it's a polyhedron. Now, what is its name called? Well, we know it's a pyramid. And by the way, if you just put pyramid, I gave you credit on the test. I'm not going to. You have to be more specific. That's a pyramid. And what type of pyramid? Well, it's a rectangular pyramid. Now, we know it's a pyramid because it comes to a point. It's like the solids back in the Egyptian days. Okay, we've all seen movies and cartoons and whatever with pyramids. And we know it's a rectangular pyramid because the base is a rectangle. That's a square. Well, let's not forget that squares are rectangles, okay? Rectangles are not squares, but squares are rectangles. So it's called a rectangular prism, or excuse me, a rectangular pyramid. Okay, we know it's a pyramid and it's a rectangular pyramid. Now, let's take a look at number 10. One person missed number 10, so would you please listen? Well, let me stop and say this. On numbers 1, 2, and 3, I did not go over those because that was all memorization. And 7, 8, and 9, I didn't go over those real quick, but if you want to look at 7, 8, and 9, some of you missed those. It was C-A-B, cab, C-A-B. Okay? So quickly fix that if you want to. You're keeping these quizzes. I don't need them back. So there we go. Moving on to number 10. One person missed number 10. Now, how you find the surface area of a cylinder is, let's see, 2 pi r squared plus pi r h. There we go. Okay? That's the surface area. So we go ahead and we put 2, and then we put 3.14. And you should have this formula memorized. Anytime I ask you to find the surface area of a cylinder, it's 2 pi r squared plus pi r h. All right, 3.14 times r squared. The radius is 3, so 3 squared plus 3.14. Radius again is 3. Now, a lot of you thought there was a 1 there and you put a 15 in for the height. I didn't take any points off for that at all. It was supposed to be a 5, so I'm going to go ahead and put a 5 here. All right. Now, I don't have my calculator with me. I'm sorry. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I'll try to do it very quickly. If I make a mistake, I'm sorry. But 2 times 3.4 would be 6.28 times 9, 72. 72, carry your 7, 1825, carry your 2, 56. I'm getting 56.52. I did it quickly in my head. I could be wrong. And then over here, this would be 2, let's see, 3, 2, 4, 9, 9.42 times 5, 0, 21, 47. I'm getting 47.10. So if you add those two together, you will come up with 2, 6, 3, 103.60. Now remember, no one got that because you guys used a 15 right here. But I'm talking about for the person that missed this. One person missed it completely. It's 103.62. Now, what about the lateral surface area? Well, I love y'all. I'm not being mean, but I taught you this. I told you, I gave this to you as a formula. The lateral surface area is just this part right here. That's it. That's all you need. So, well, actually, I want to put that back up because I forget what it was. There it is right here. So all you need is this part right here, pi RH, and obviously we already did this, and you get 47.10. Okay, so the lateral surface area is 47.10. It's memorization, students. It's memorization, knowing your formulas. Okay, 3 people missed number 11, so I would encourage all of you to watch this. 3 people missed number 11. Let's talk about the surface area. We have top, bottom, left, right, front, back. That's the surface area. Okay, I'm going to highlight the top for you. Everybody see the top? I just highlighted it for you. And here's the bottom. Are they not the same? Sure they are. Length times width, 8. So the area of the top is 8, and the area of the bottom is 8. 4 times 2. All right, now let's look at the left and the right. Everybody see the right side? I'm highlighting it for you right now. There's the right side, and here's the left side right here. There's the left side. Okay, everybody see it? Well, it looks like we have length times width right here. 5 times 4 is 20. There it is, rectangle. So the left side is 20, and the right side is 20. Okay? And now let's talk about the front and back. Here's the front. I'm going to highlight it for you. There's the front. And here's the back, way back here. There's the back. All right? Now, this is a 2. If this was a 5 right back here, that means this was a 5 right here also. So the front would be 10. The area in the back would be 10. 5 times 2. So there we go. Let's quickly add these up, and we have the surface area. 56, 68, 76. So there we go. There's the surface area, 76. Okay? Now, remember the lateral surface area is when you don't use the top or bottom. So we're going to forget the top, pretend it's not there, forget the bottom, pretend it's not there. We're not going to use the top and the bottom for the surface area. So we don't need this, and we don't need this. So 20, 40, 50, 60. The lateral surface area is 60. Do you see how I did that? The lateral surface area is just the surface area minus the top and the bottom. That's how you do it. Okay? All right, number 12. Everybody missed this. Everybody, so please take some really good notes. I've got a front and a back. I've got a, let's see, I'm going to say a left and a right, and I've got a bottom, but I don't have a top. There's no top at all. You say, well, Mr. Earhart, I counted that as my top. Well, that's fine if you did, to be honest with you. It's not a big deal to me. Okay, students? That's not a big deal. But listen, if you count that as the top, then you're still going to have the same area. You just gave it a different name, but you still get the problem right as long as you found your area correctly. All right? Now let's start with the front. I'm calling this the front, and I'm calling this the back. They are congruent. They are the same triangle. Okay? Do you see that? There's my 2 triangles. So let's draw a triangle right here. There it is. There it is. All right? There we go. Now, in order to find the area of a triangle, you need base times the height. Base times the height. All right? So please watch this carefully. It's going to be really easy. Watch this. This is so cool. Everybody watch now. Watch this carefully. All right, I'm going to turn this thing. There. Look at that. And now I've got my base and my height right there. There we go. Okay, same triangle. This triangle right here is the exact same triangle as this one right here. I just flipped it. Now, do you see this base right here? Everybody see this? Well, that would be the same length as this here. And that's a 3 and that's a 3, so I'm going to put a 3 here. Now this height right here, everybody see this height, that 90-degree angle? Well, here's the 3. There's the 90 degrees right there, so it'd be this side right here. Well, isn't that the same as my 4 right there? Sure it is. So there we go. How do you find the area of a triangle? How do you find the area of a triangle? Because my front is a triangle, my back's a triangle. How do you find the area of a triangle? Remember, 1/2 base times height. So 1/2 times my base, which is 3, times my height, which is 4, you'll get out of 6. Okay? You will get out of 6. So with that in mind, we have a front that has an area of 6 and a back that has an area of 6. Now let's try the left side. Here's the left side. I'm going to highlight that for you real quick here. The left side, I called this the left side. It's a rectangle. And it's a 4 by 6. See the 6 right here? So this is a 6 right here, so it's a 4 by 6. So the area of a 4 by 6 rectangle is 24, 4 times 6. All right? And then we have the right side. Well, here's the right side. That's also a rectangle. And, of course, to find it's a 3 by 6 rectangle, so 3 times 6 is 18. And then we're going to go to the bottom. And the bottom is right here. There it is. It's a 6 by 5 rectangle, so the area of the bottom will be 30. So there's our 5 sides, all their areas. So 12, 16, 24, 2, 4, 5, 8, 12, let's see, 18, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the surface area is 84. Now let's move on to the lateral surface area. Now, I hope that you remember this from class. Whenever I ask you to find the lateral surface area, you know that means it's the surface area, but not using the top or bottom, okay? So I'm going to try to do something here. I'm probably going to mess it up with these numbers. Yes, I don't think I can do this because I cut and pasted this, but I'm going to try to do something here, if you'll bear with me. Because I want to show you something that you need to see. I feel like it's real important that you see this. Okay, it's kind of a rough drawing of what we had right here. Pretty poor, but what I wanted to show you, I'm not sure if we can do this. I probably just wasted my time. Maybe not. You really want to turn this thing, students. Look, when I tell you the lateral surface area is the surface area of the whole solid except the top and the bottom, when I say top and the bottom, it has to be two sides that are congruent and parallel. So when I say the top and the bottom, I'm talking about these two here. Now they might be the front and the back here, but if we pick this thing up and turn it so that those two are above and below each other, that's what we're trying to do. And I'm going to try to do that real quick here. Flip it like that. I think I might have just done it. Let me see if I did. I did a little bit there, and I think I did. What I just did, and I'm surprising myself too, but see the, let me get a different color ink here. See the bottom of this now? Do y'all see that right there is a triangle? And see the top of it is a triangle? When I say lateral surface area is the area of the entire object, except the top and the bottom. The top and the bottom means the bases, the two faces that are congruent and parallel. And these two triangles right here, right there and there, are the two faces that are congruent and parallel. So these two triangles, their areas were 6 and 6. Those are the two that you want to cross off when you find the lateral surface area, and you get 72 for the lateral surface area. 4 plus 8 is 12, carry your 1, 2, 1 and 3 is 7, 72. That's not easy to see, but that's how you do it, okay? So lateral surface area is the area of all the sides except for the top and the bottom. The top and the bottom are the two that are parallel and congruent. Okay, all the students missed this one, so please take some really good notes, okay? All right, in order to find the surface area of a pyramid, it is, and actually I've got to do some quick thinking here, so hold on one second. Okay, I paused it and I went to your quiz. Here's your quiz right here. I pulled it up in Microsoft Word and I cut and pasted this. This is, now just ignore this C. If you look at the front page of your quiz, you'll see this was option C. Now what is so weird is everyone but one student got all of those right. All of you put CAB except for one student, okay? So in other words, you knew the formula to use to find the surface area of a given pyramid, but either you used the wrong formula even though you knew, or you didn't know what to substitute in for the numbers. Now B stands for the area of the base. That's what B stands for, area of the base. Well, your base is a square, It's a 10 by 10 square. So that makes the area really easy. It's 100, 10 times 10. P stands for the perimeter of the base. Well, that's easy. 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. So the perimeter is 40. L stands for the slant height. Now, if I would have given you that height that goes straight down like this, which rest assured on a test, I will, you would have then had to find the slant. You would have had to find the slant height. But I didn't do that to you. I gave you the slant height, and the slant height is 9. Okay? So we really have 100 plus 180, because 1/2 times 40 times 9 is 180. Add those together and you get 280. Now, I'm not mad, I'm not being mean, I love y'all, but that just was not a difficult problem. I mean, like I said, 3 out of 4 students put C for your answer for number, I think it was, let me look at my quiz here, number 7. I think you guys can see this on your screen there. Number 7, surface area of a pyramid, y'all put C. And so you knew what formula to use. Maybe you forgot what the variable stood for. I don't know. But there we go. That is how you find the surface area of a pyramid. Now remember, those that received less than a 70 on your quiz, please keep in mind that I'm willing to raise that depending upon how you do on your test. And nothing higher than a 70. I will not give you higher than 70 on this quiz, because I have to reward the students who were prepared and who did well, so they keep working hard and they don't feel like it's in vain. Okay, I want to pause a second and go over goals and objectives so far for this chapter. We've never done this before, but I want to really make it very clear and plain to you, since I'm not there with you as much as I would like to be, what you should know by now. You don't have to take notes on this. Just sit back. As I've said before jokingly, just pop some popcorn and enjoy the video, okay? So far we have learned how to look at a solid and decide if it's a polyhedron or not. You should know how to do that. You should be able to look at a solid and say, yes, it's a polyhedron, no, it's not. That's one of our goals. Another objective that we had, or goal, is look at a polyhedron. I'm not sure why I capitalized polyhedron, but anyways, look at a polyhedron and decide what its name is. All right? And we're not talking Tom Cruise. We're talking triangular prism, rectangular prism, pyramids, cones, etc., etc. Okay? So you should be able to look at a polyhedron and decide what its name is. If you're struggling there, go back to lesson 9.1. All of these videos are there for you on YouTube. All of them start off with BAG, Berean Academy Geometry, every single one of them. Excuse me for a second. And so that is something you should know how to do, okay, hopefully. Number 3, we have found how to find the surface area of prisms and cylinders. You should know how to do that. If not, go back and look at lesson, I think it was 9.3. Another goal that we have had is finding the surface area of pyramids and cones. If I give you a pyramid, you should be able to find the surface area of it. And if I give you a cone, you should be able to find the surface area of it. Okay? So that's what we have done so far. Now this was not on the quiz right here because we did that Friday after the quiz, but you should know how to do that. So these are the 4 things, the 4 main objectives that we've covered so far in this chapter, and you should be able to do those. Now here's the last 4 objectives that you're going to learn today and later on this week. We are going to learn how to know the difference between surface area and volume. What is the difference when I ask you to find the surface area of a solid or when I ask you to find the volume? What do they mean? What is the difference? Goal number 2, we are going to learn how to find the volume of prisms and cylinders. Prisms and cylinders, the volume. We've learned how to find the surface area. Now we're going to learn how to find the volume. Number 3, the volume of pyramids and cones. We've learned how to find the surface area of pyramids and cones. We're going to learn how to find the volume of pyramids and cones. And lastly, we're going to find how to find the surface area and volume of a sphere. Okay, so there we go. Those are our last 4 goals that we need to accomplish before this class is over. please study, please work hard, do your homework every night, and make sure you're caught up on your notes, okay? All right, this is an amazingly short lesson. In fact, if you'll look up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's 5. I'm sorry, it's more slides than that, but it's only 3 problems. That's all that we're doing. So give me all of your attention, please, for 3 problems. We're looking today at the volume of a cylinder. The volume of a cylinder, lesson 9.4, and the date today is the 8th. The date today is the 8th. We're going to learn today how to find the volume of a cylinder. Now, before we go any further, let's go back 1 page. Look right here, students, please, would you? One of our goals today is to teach you the difference between surface area and volume. I'm going to do that right now. Then I'm going to teach you how to find the volume of a cylinder. Tomorrow you will learn how to find the volume of a prism. Okay? So let's talk about surface area and volume. Now look, copy this down please. Volume of a cylinder, lesson 9.4, April 8, 2013. Alright, you don't have to copy this into your notes. I just want you to listen to me and let me talk to you for a second about this, okay? That's not what I wanted to do. Alright, now this is, I want this whole thing grouped together. Alright, there we go. Now, this is a rectangular prism. Let's pretend for a second that it was a present. Okay, did you get that? Let's pretend it's a present. And you had to put wrapping paper all the way around the box. You had to wrap this side right here, the front. And you had to put wrapping paper on the back. And of course the bottom. And then the back side. Let's not forget the top. And then the left side. So you had to cover the outside of this box with wrapping paper, okay? Now, if I asked you how much wrapping paper you used, would you find the volume or the surface area? Well, surface area means the area of the surface. In other words, if you were to rip this thing open, you would have like a rectangle here, and then of course a side flap here and a side flap here. And then of course you have the top somewhere and the sides. What I'm trying to show you is if you were to wrap the outside of this with wrapping paper, you would be basically using surface area. If I asked you to find how much wrapping paper you were going to use, it's surface area. You're finding the area of each side and what goes around it. However, if I asked you, let's pretend now it's an aquarium. Let's pretend that it's not a present. Let's pretend it's an aquarium. And you're going to take a water pitcher, all right, and yes, that's a water pitcher. Please don't laugh. All right, it's like a bird. And you're going to pour water into this aquarium, okay? Well, you're going to fill this aquarium up, maybe to this height right here all the way around, okay? Like this. So there's the water, all right? Well, if you were to fill this entire thing up to the top with water, and I were to ask you find out how much water you used, that's where volume comes in. You would basically be finding the volume. So when you find the space that is inside a solid, you are finding volume. Do you see the difference? One is the measurement of the outside, the area of all the sides. The other is how much space, or the measurement of the space inside of a solid. And that's the difference, and that's what we're going to do today. And you're going to find finding the volume of a cylinder to be really, really easy. So it should be a short, quick lesson. You should have time to work on your homework in class. It's not a large assignment. I've made it small on purpose. We're going to go slow this week. And hopefully you'll be able to understand this. Let's go ahead and take a look at our first problem here, all right? Now this is not in your book, but it's really easy to, well it is, but it's in a different page somewhere, a different lesson. All you do is draw kind of a flat circle and draw another flat circle, and then just draw a side going down and a side going down. That's all you got to do. So draw a picture real quick if you would, please. And then go ahead and put the, like I did, go ahead and put the height on there. If you just want to put h off to the side equals 4, and if you want to put the radius is 3, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and erase this, but go ahead and draw a cylinder, and then somewhere in your notes I want you to write find volume. So I'm going to wait 1 second while you do that. Please quickly draw the picture, and then go ahead and write the words find the volume. Okay, quickly draw this picture and let's find the volume. Well, students, here we go. This is the formula right here. This is it. Volume equals capital B times H. You know by now what capital B stands for. It stands for area of the base. Do you see that okay? So how do you find the volume of a cylinder? Area of base times the height. Now would you please look over here? What is your base? Is it a square? Is it a circle? Is it a triangle? Is it a hexagon? Is it a rectangle? A trapezoid? A parallelogram? Well, it's a circle, isn't it? So when I ask you to find the area of the base, I'm really asking you to find the area of a circle. Do y'all see that okay? I'm asking you to find the area of a circle. So if you can find the area of a circle, which is your base, and then simply multiply it times the height, you can find the volume of a cylinder. It's pretty cool. It's pretty easy, okay? It's not that hard. So let's take some really good notes. I did not mean to do that. All right, here we go. So let's continue on. From now on, when I ask you to find the volume of a cylinder, this is the formula you will use, area of base times height. So here we go. Let's go ahead and make some substitutions. First of all, in order to find the area of the base, we're going to use pi r squared. Because when we say we find the area of the base, in this situation, we're really finding the area of a circle. Okay, so make note of that. Now I want you to go ahead and make your proper substitutions. For pi, I want you to put 3.14. For your radius, I want you to put 3. Of course, it's 3 squared. And then for h, I want you to put 4. So you should have this right here. I'll pause while you get caught up. By the way, we're going to do one for a bonus point in a second. And your bonus point account should be empty. Anytime you take a quiz, whether you use your points or not, we drain our bonus point accounts. Okay, so those are empty. Okay, well, if you type into your calculator 3.14 times 3 squared times 4, you should get this right here. Now, if you're not, I'm not there to help you, but pause the video and get a friend to help you. Now, notice I put cubic feet, not square feet. When we're dealing with area, it's square units. When we're dealing with volume, it's cubic measurements. Okay? So the answer is 113.04 cubic feet. It's pretty simple, students. It really is. Okay, I would like you to try this next one for a bonus point. If I'm going too fast, just pause the video. All right. I want you to draw that in your notes. It'll take you just a second. Again, a quick art lesson. You just draw kind of a flat circle real quick, another flat circle right below it, and then draw a side straight down, a side straight down, okay? And then you can put the height right here on the outside if you want to, like I've done there. And then there's your radius, it's 3. Okay, so take a second and draw that. And I want you to find the volume. It's for 1 bonus point. So do not pause the video. I'm just going to sit here and be quiet and let the video run. I want you to go ahead and find the volume of this cylinder for 1 bonus point. Find the volume of this cylinder. Feel free to use your notes from the last problem. Okay. Keep working. Do not look up at the screen. Well, you can look at this first step if you want to. You should realize that the base is a circle. So to find the area of the base, it is pi r squared. Pi r squared. Okay? So hopefully you knew that. Hopefully you're filling those numbers in. I am going to go ahead and put the answer up here now. So if you're not done, please keep working. And if you're finished, check your answer. If you're coming to class without a calculator, I love y'all. I'm not mad. I just don't get it. I mean, it hurts you. All of you students last year, except Tara, I didn't have Tara as a student, but you other three had a calculator, and we used it all the time. We used it constantly. So please bring those to class, okay? Bridge math, we started using calculators second semester. Algebra 2, we used them the whole year last year. Okay, you should substitute those numbers in right there, and you should get this answer out right here. Okay, now I'm going to move on, so if you need to pause the video and let others get caught up, if some are still working, then do that. That's fine. That's not a problem. But since I'm not there and I can't tell what's going on, I'm going to go ahead and move on. So that's how you find the volume of a cylinder, okay? Volume of a cylinder. Now, I want to show you some stuff you need to see here. Sometimes I will give you one that's sideways. Now, if you just want to sit back and not take notes on this and just watch, I don't mind that because it's done the same way. I just want to show you a couple things, okay? So there's a cylinder that's laying on its side. If I ask you to find the volume of that, what you first might want to do is turn the cylinder like that, okay? So it was laying on its side like this. Notice the diameter is 12. They don't give you the radius now. Notice that. They give you the diameter going all the way across the whole circle. The diameter is 12, okay? We'll talk about that later. And here's the height. The height up and down is 10. So turn the cylinder like I did, and now here's your height going up and down. There's 10. And here's your diameter going across, 12. All right? So there we go. So that's something you'll need to do on these types of problems. Now we're trying to find the volume. And so there's our formula right there. Area of base times the height. Area of base, excuse me for yawning, I apologize, late at night by 11:20 at night. Area of base times the height, okay? So that's how that's the same formula we've used all along when it comes to finding the volume of a cylinder. Now, we're going to use our pi r squared for the base because the base is a circle, and we're finding the area of the base. Now look at my substitution I made here. Do you see for the radius I put a 6? Do you see that? Do you see why? If the whole diameter of the circle is 12, nowhere does the formula ask for the diameter. It asks for the radius. So if the whole line is 12, then your radius from here to here is 6, okay? So notice I put a 6 there for my radius, and then for my height, of course, I put a 10 because the height right here is 10. Well, if you type that into your calculator correctly, you will come up with that answer right there, 1,130.4 cubic feet. I told you did not have to take notes on this problem unless you wanted to. If you did, that's fine. If I went too fast, pause the video. But that's what we're going to do today. I've just given you, what, 7 problems to do? I mean, I think I could do that in about 15 minutes once you get the hang of using that formula. Area of base, well, the base is a circle, so pi r squared times the height. I mean, use your calculator, pump these things out. They shouldn't be too difficult, okay? So I want you to do these 7 problems. They are due by tomorrow, so please turn them in. And there is a help video if you need help. I actually already made that video, so if you get stuck on these, please use the help videos. Berean Academy Geometry, space, 9-4 space, homework. All right? And you can get some help on your homework if you're stuck. All right? Have a great rest of the day, guys. If you didn't do well on your quiz, remember you can raise your grade a little bit by doing well on your test, but you're going to have to do that, okay? All right, have a good day.